Growth inside of a business always came when we cracked problems inside of one of the 4 core drivers of growth: marketing, sales, operations, and leadership.
Let's go. I don't know what comes next, but I couldn't care less. I refuse to feel stressed. There's no fear in my chest. Hit a move with my steps. Walk away from the pain I've been through. This feeling I'm feeling is brand new. This is the moment I break through.
Welcome to 10-Minute Masterclass, your weekly mic drop on business growth. I'm your host and lead MC, Trey Sheneman. And on 10-Minute Masterclass, our goal is to teach you timeless business principles applied to today's business problems. See, no matter when I was building startups or working inside of 9-figure brands, growth inside of a business, which growth always comes on the back of solving problems. Growth inside of a business always came when we cracked problems inside of one of the 4 core drivers of growth: marketing, sales, operations, and leadership. So the goal for this podcast is to really drill down into one of those areas of growth on each episode to teach you a principle that I've learned from being boots on the ground, not some theory in the clouds, and then to help you figure out how to apply it to the business that you're building today. Today's episode, it's the pilot. My whole goal on this episode is just to tell you a little bit more about me, my story, and why I might have something I hope that's of value to you in your business. My business journey starts when I was a young boy. I grew up as the grandson of a serial entrepreneur. He never really had any one thing hit it big, but he had many things that were just quite fascinating to me when I was a kid growing up. And it was that spirit of entrepreneurship in my grandfather that kind of drove me forward towards entrepreneurship, even after my career actually started in full-time ministry. So my first entrepreneurial journey started in 2010. At that time, through a series of just unexpected life events, my wife and I were on food stamps and over $90,000 in debt. And eventually that same year, we ended up giving birth to a special needs child. Just a really challenging year in a lot of ways. But it was out of that hardship that I really leaned into what entrepreneurship could be for our family. I spent the next 7 years as a partner in 2 different marketing agencies that we scaled both to 7 figures multiple times. Then I spent 6 years working as head of marketing inside of well-known public figure businesses for people like John Maxwell and Dave Ramsey and some others that you would know. And it was no matter those situations, whether it was in the startups, whether it was at working inside of the client side of our world, or even now in building my 3rd startup, Herald, which we started in really full-time in 2023, those core 4 drivers of growth are still top of mind for me week in and week out as I lead my business. And I think for me, the greatest thing that's happened to me, and the reason why I think it's a 10-minute masterclass, is because all I'm going to do is teach you from lessons that I've actually seen work in business and in life, is from somebody that's built teams, somebody that's worked on dozens and dozens of funnels now at this point. I was on a podcast maybe a year or so ago, and somebody asked me how much money I'd managed in my career, kind of running performance marketing, and it's north of $50 million at this point. So I've just been around a lot of this. But the main thing that's happened for me is I've really tried to keep the heart of a learner at every step of the process, and I'm still going to be keeping that heart of a learner as I build this podcast. I'm going to be delivering to you insights from the field of something I am learning practically right now in my own business, or something that I learned in a past business that I'm applying to my business or to those businesses that we consult inside of my consulting firm, Herald. So who is this for? This is for you if you're a builder. Doesn't matter what stage, whether you're trying to get to your first million, you're trying to grow to 5 or 10 million or 20 million or beyond. The core 4 drivers of growth matter at all of those stages. They just matter in different ways. So if that's you and you're looking to build, I hope that this is a podcast that will encourage you on your journey. Here's what you can expect if you decide to subscribe and follow what we're doing here at 10-Minute Masterclass. 1 weekly episode. I'm going to do everything I can to hold it to 10 minutes. Why? You're busy executives. You're out there building. I want you to be able to have these quick but very straightforward and direct nuggets that you can apply in that week to your business if you want to, not some long drawn-out theories. This is based off of real-world experience. So it's something that's either happening right now or it's happened for me recently in my business. And I really want there to be a key takeaway that you have at the end of this that you can share with your team, you can apply to yourself, so on and so forth. So my plan here is direct, usable, but dense, direct and dense. I want to be able to say a lot in a short period of time and trim out all of the fluff. Now, those of you who know me that are listening to this, you know I'm a huge hip-hop head. I grew up kind of in urban metro Atlanta, always around hip-hop culture, and so that's where the MC vibes are coming from. So every now and again, you might get the occasional hip-hop reference from me. I might drop a bar or two here or there on the podcast because I jokingly do Freestyle Fridays sometimes on LinkedIn and in other places because, I don't know, I think sometimes the creative side of me really loves to communicate that stuff in a fun and memorable way. But outside of that, it's going to be no nonsense, no fluff, straight to the point, week in and week out. So if this sounds like something you feel like you're going to get value out of, or if you know a small business owner, a solopreneur, a freelancer, or even a business leader inside of a business that's looking to scale, I hope you'll do me a favor. First, that you'll follow and subscribe. Second, that you'll share with them to encourage them on the journey. And third, if there's any topic in the future you hope that I'll cover inside of those core 4 drivers of growth: marketing, sales, ops, or leadership, shoot us a line at info@10minutemc.com. The way we write that is info, I-N-F-O, at 10minmc, the letters.com. And I'll be happy to consider, weaving it into the future. So this is the pilot. Hope you're wanting to take this flight with us. And if you're here, I'll see you on the flip side on 10 Minute Masterclass.